So I'm not terribly optimistic about the films that are going to come out in 2025. However, one of the things I enjoy is the kind of YouTube movie critic sphere. I have a good time watching basically all of those content creators, like Drinker, Az, Mauler, and like the little platoon. There's a huge swath of like not woke critics who are like, this is shit. Why is this shit? Why is everything you do shit? And so, honestly, 2025 is going to be, there are going to be a bunch of clangers, I think. But we're going to be in a golden era of movie criticism. I'm not even joking when I say that. Like this, I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff coming out from that. I know that sounds petty and small-minded, but I kind of like it, and I don't care. So let's have a look at what's going to come out, apparently. So Wolfman is going to be apparently a remake of the 1941 film Wolfman. It's like, okay, yep, there are a lot of remakes, lots and lots of sequels and remakes are coming out. Because, of course, the people who make all of these things have no new ideas, and also the cost to make, it's much like the video game industry. The cost now to make anything of any decent standard is so unbelievably prohibitive that they desperately need to know that this is going to be a success. And so they're just afraid to take risks on things, which is a shame because if you go back to the 80s and 90s, they took risks on loads of stuff and we got some absolute bangers. But anyway, so a remake of a werewolf film, I mean, okay, great. Captain America, Brave New World. So I'm not a Marvel fan at all, so I'm just going to skip this. If that's your thing, then great. Paddington Bear, a third Paddington Bear movie. Is that okay? I'm sure the kids will like it. The endearing English bear. I thought he was a bloody immigrant. Deport. But no, I'm not bothered about that. So Mickey 17 is a sci-fi where Robert Pattinson stars as space traveler Mickey 17 in a sci-fi thriller. Mickey, a disposable employee, is sent on a deadly mission to colonize ice world Nilfheim. When one employee dies, he's cloned with the memories of the traveler who comes for him. Okay, so great. A science fiction movie. Like a new, original science fiction movie. I'm actually great. I mean, I don't care about Robert Pattinson, but like, okay, maybe that'll be good. There used to be from like the 2000s, right? There used to be there are a bunch of just weird, kooky sci-fi films that you've probably never heard of because they didn't do brilliantly, but are good watches in and of themselves. I mean, Pitch Black is one of the best of these, in my opinion. It's where it's like, it didn't deserve a franchise, but it was a fun film on its own. And there are a bunch of others whose names escape me at the moment. And hopefully that'll just join the sort of canon of it's an easy to watch sci-fi film and it's something a bit off the beaten track. So, okay, that should be relatively good. Now, this Snow White film, I'm actually kind of looking forward to, but for all the wrong reasons. For all the wrong reasons. Now, of course, it's one of the new trend for Disney is just, why don't we just make live action films of all of the animated movies we had? It's like, yeah, because you haven't got a single new idea popping around your empty heads. But the good thing about this is Rachel Zegler seems to hate the audience and white people and, like normal people. And if you're not woke, you're basically an evil racist Nazi and you need to be shot or something like that. And you're not shot, but can just have scorn poured on you. And this has made her, well, very unpopular. And so she's tried to walk it back a bit, which is interesting. It's like, oh no, wait, if everyone hates you, maybe they won't come and see our film because we're like, oh no, that bitch, I'm not watching that film. But anyway, so this is something I'll probably end up watching and doing some sort of breakdown on or something like that because it's genuinely quite amusing how this has all come together. Like who's the dwarf from Game of Thrones? What's his name? Why can't I remember his name? I've only been up an hour. It's the holidays, all right. The Tyrion Lannister. I know his name, but the dwarf who played Tyrion Lannister was like, "How dare you have dwarves in your film?" And so now actual people who are actual dwarves, I'm not, sort of people who have dwarfism, they're not going to have jobs in this film. So now there are a bunch of CGI dwarves in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It's like, right, so you denied a bunch of people their jobs, and these look hideous. I'll cover it another time. But it's not looking great, right? And like the evil stepmother is Gal Gadot, and it's like, oh yeah. Who's the fairest of them all? Well, to be fair, it is Gal Gadot, but no, it's Rachel Zegler. Yeah, it's very persuasive. But at least the costume looks pretty good. But anyway, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. It's going to be, again, absolute clanger. Looking forward to it, actually. So the Minecraft movie. Now, I've never played Minecraft, right? I deliberately avoid Minecraft because when it first came out, I was very aware that this sort of thing I would just spend all my time doing, and I didn't want to do that. However, my son plays Minecraft on a DS every now and again, and like I've seen people, Minecraft is such a big phenomenon that through cultural diffusion, I've learned basically everything about it. What to say? Well, I mean, I don't think it's going to be great. I think there's going to be a lot of green screen, and it's not going to look good, right? I've seen the Jack Black, like, again, it's as if none of them are taking their job seriously, and it's like, okay, but it's the Minecraft movie. It's like, sure, but you still need to act like you want to be in it, right? Like, these people kind of seem like default alternatives, right? It's like, okay, well, it's Hollywood, we've got lots of money, we've got the Minecraft movie, we'll just get pow, get Jack Black, get the guy who played the guy in Game of Thrones. Like, we'll just get a bunch of like stock actors that we have. Like, we don't have stars anymore. We have stock actors filling roles, and they will just be who they are in those roles. And oh yeah, there's The Rock again. It's so and so again. It's what's the Pedro Pascal again? And it's just, they're not great actors. They're just people who are just now in the films. And so it's like, okay, well, I guess we'll see how this is, but the trailer looks terrible. Jack Black looks awful in it. Like, the world itself doesn't look great. But I mean, okay, what can you really do with a rendering of Minecraft? Who knows what the story's going to be? I don't think it looks like it's going to be good. I mean, it'll probably do well just because it's got the name Minecraft on it, and there are going to be a billion 10-year-olds who want to go see the Minecraft movie. So, it'll probably do quite well. Interestingly enough, like, I watched the first couple of Sonic movies, and I'm actually not going to go see the third one because my wife's going to take my son to see the third one. I was quite looking forward to it because the first two Sonic films were actually really good. Like, they were actually done really well, and it's like, again, just as a kid's Saturday afternoon film. And Jim Carrey is a superb Dr. Robotnik. So it's like, okay, like, there's a lot of love that's gone into these, actually. And when they first showed Sonic and his eyes were weird, and everyone's like, look, make him look like the thing. And they did. And it's like, okay, no, that looks great. And they're good, fun, wholesome, entertaining films. I'm not sure this is going to follow the same pattern, just FYI. Sinners, a horror thriller, I'm not too interested in that. Some sort of superhero, anti-hero story, not interested in that in any way. Mission Impossible, I mean, fair play for Tom Cruise, still doing his own stunts. That's all I say about this. I've got no interest in the Mission Impossible films. I probably watched the first one years ago, and I'm not in any way interested. I mean, they're probably not going to be bad films on the plus side. It's probably not going to be terrible if you like that sort of thing, so fair enough. This looks horrific, though, doesn't it? Like, I liked the animated Lilo and Stitch. It's perfectly good, perfectly entertaining, normal animated Disney film. And the live-action films have not looked good at all. And there's been a lot of controversy about this because of the skin tone of one of the women playing one of the characters in it. And it's like, oh, okay, you psychos. But look at it. This doesn't look great. And it's like, suspect. I'm not a big fan of these live-action reboots anyway. I don't think any of them have really come out very well. And I'd rather just watch the original animated film in pretty much every circumstance. And I think, again, what the live-action reboots are scraping the bottom of the barrel. Totally out of ideas. Don't know what they're doing. Don't know what to make. And so they're just like, well, we could do a live-action reboot of Snow White, Lilo and Stitch, Aladdin. Why not? We'll just keep doing it. Who cares? No one asked for any of this. No one's asking for this. The Jungle Book one was terrible. The Lion King one was terrible. Like, just... no one's asking for it, and yet they've got nothing else. And I'm sure they are making money because, of course, parents and kids are like, I'll just take the kids to see, Lilo and Stitch or whatever. So, okay, there we go. Karate Kid Legends. I mean, who asked for this? Again, digging down as far as we can into the loam, the underloam of our bloody civilization, of our cultural civilization. What did we watch when we were kids? Oh, we watched Karate Kid. Great. 40 years later, we're going to bring out a new Karate Kid film. It's like, fucking why? Why are we doing that? Can't you just write a new story? But okay, no one asked for this. And it's like, okay, well, I guess we just have... I mean, I like Jackie Chan as much as anyone else. But is this what we need? I mean, I don't know. But anyway, this is apparently a John Wick spin-off, which I had no interest in that, so moving on. So this is pretty much, like, apart from the sci-fi film, this is pretty much the only actually original film that is on this list. Elio is a Pixar original animated film. Now, to Pixar's credit, basically all of their animated films are superb and really, really watchable and totally, like, rewatchable, you know? And so, okay, it's entirely possible this will be a good film, and it actually sounds like quite a fun premise, right? So it's a space-obsessed 11-year-old who's beamed up to an interplanetary organization and mistaken for Earth's leader. Could be a laugh, could be fun, could be, you know, wholesome for family viewing, and this is a thing I have to be thinking about a lot now. So, yeah, that actually looks pretty good. So we've got about 4 or 5 absolute duds, but maybe 1 or 2 that might be okay. Who knows, right? So How to Train Your Dragon live reboot. Why? Why do we need this? I didn't really enjoy the first How to Train Your Dragon, or the animated How to Train Your Dragons anyway, but lots of people do. I mean, it might be all right. Not in any way interested. So, 28 years later. Now, I really enjoyed 28 Days Later because it had that kind of British indie film vibe where it was like, we're just going to do the thing we want to do. And it's Danny Boyle, I think it was. Yeah, Danny Boyle. Just going to do the thing we want to do. And it's not expected to be a mega box office smash, right? And so it can do something quite interesting. And it had a really good, like, kind of like Dog Soldiers, you know, that, in fact, that was probably Danny Boyle as well. But like that sort of, again, 2000s British indie film vibe was pretty cool, and it was fine. And now we're just like digging up the bones of that. Okay, well, get Cillian Murphy on the film, right? It's like brilliant. I didn't like 28 Weeks Later, I think it was. I didn't enjoy it. It lost something about it. And 28 Years Later, I mean, maybe. Are the zombies really a problem 28 years on? Because, I mean, it was the rage virus or whatever in 28 Days Later. So they're not actually zombies. And so you'd think they'd just all starved to death or just died a natural death. So I don't know. I'll probably go watch it. Hopefully it's good. Like I said, I enjoyed the first one, didn't enjoy the second one. Not very optimistic. There's an F1 film. I've got no interest in that, so moving on. A film with Madonna in it? No, I'm joking. So Megan 2.0 is a sequel to something I haven't seen. I've got no interest in watching it. Jurassic World Rebirth. Right. So, I love the Jurassic Park films. The first 3 films are all pretty watchable and pretty good, right? Obviously, the first film is the big show. The second film was fine, though. The second film was all right. It was fun to have the T-Rex running around San Francisco or wherever it was. There are lots of things to critique with the second and third Jurassic Park films. Like the third one was fine. You know, the T-Rex and the Spinosaurus fighting, fine. Okay, the T-Rex would have dominated, but whatever. It doesn't matter, right? They were okay, and for me, that was like where essentially it should have wrapped up. And so you have Jurassic World, and that was okay, actually. Like, the dude who plays Owen is likable. Claire was okay. And the rest of the cast were okay. And the story was okay. It was plausible enough that, okay, no, we've actually got a working park now, and it's going okay. And, again, lots of okays in all of this. And then there's, you know, breakouts and so, yeah, okay, so this, and then it becomes the same Jurassic Park story, just in an operating park. Then you got Jurassic World Dominion, where it's like, oh no, we've got to get the dinosaurs off the island, and now they're on the island. Then you got the Jurassic World, was it Dominion? I can't remember which one it was. And so you have the one with the locusts, which was unbelievably boring, terrible plot. The whole thing's coming off the rails. They don't know what they're doing with it. They don't really know why they're still making Jurassic Park films or Jurassic World films. They just know that dinosaurs big for kids, makes lots of money. I mean, when I went, I took my kids to the theatre, the movie theatre, and it's packed with dads with their sons, basically. So these are still making money. And in this one, the planet's ecology has become unlivable for dinosaurs. Anyway, the point being that these days, the Jurassic franchise has no idea what it's supposed to be doing. It doesn't know the story it's supposed to be telling. As in, why have you got dinosaurs in the world and what are you doing with them? And, oh no, the planet has been made unlivable for dinosaurs. Great, it's going to be an environmentalist movie. It's like, is that... No. Jurassic Park used to be about the horror of dealing with mankind's own creations. It's a kind of Frankenstein story. And now, and it was, meant to be kind of a thriller in the dinosaurs hunting you. And now it's just like, oh, we need to save the dinosaurs. Like, okay, I'm not really interested in that. Like, they've not been very good since Jurassic World. And again, just the first one was fine, but they just don't know what they're trying to tell us with this story. And it's very, very clear. And so I'm not really very excited. I'll probably go and watch it with my son because he'll want to watch it. But like nothing good is coming here, right? Anyway, Superman. No, I'm not a fan of superhero films at all. I didn't care about the other Superman, but like Henry Cavill seems to be a good choice for Superman. They've replaced him with some guy, and I don't know. I don't care. Not really interested. Not really interested in the Smurfs movie. Not interested in the Fantastic Four movie. There's some untitled Paul Thomas Anderson film, which, whatever. I mean, again, remakes, reboots, like, rebooting for the new generation. It's like, just make new films. Apparently they're making a Frankenstein's monster movie where Christian Bale is going to be Frankenstein's monster. Okay, maybe it could be good. I'm up for seeing that as a Michael Jackson biopic. It's a Tron remake. Again, just remakes after sequels after remakes, and just... So I was critical of this Predator film when it came out. I can't remember the name of it now, but the Native American Predator film, right? Prey. And actually, I've again, it's one of those things where, okay, I have my criticisms of it, but I didn't dislike it. I actually thought it was fairly competently told. The story itself was fine. And actually, it's going to a new place. If you have to continue furrowing the same ground, at least do it somewhere interesting, right? And the Predator being in a pre-modern era, having to fight, say, a Native American tribe, that's fine. That's interesting enough. Like I said, I have my criticisms of the film, but it wasn't bad. And okay, well, this is something. So apparently they're making a sequel to that. Fine. That could be good. It's going to be better than the previous Predator movies that have come in the last couple of years. Not Prey, but the ones before it that were just embarrassing just car crashes of movies. So it'll probably be okay. And that's just literally all there's to be said about it. A Running Man reboot? Oh, great. Why can't I just watch The Running Man? Like, why would I want to watch any of these people in The Running Man? Like, I just don't know. But anyway, then we get to Wicked, which, I mean, I'm not going to be watching this. Maybe my wife will want to watch it. But, man, this looks bad, doesn't it? This looks, again, just very DEI. It looks just awful. So, again, like, I'm looking forward to, the Critical Drinkers videos talking about this. You've got, like, just, who asked for another Avatar film? Like, no one, literally no one. I've never seen a film have so little cultural impact for the level of success that it had. Like, Avatar was literally the biggest movie of all time in 2009. And then everyone completely forgot about it and didn't care because it was just the story of Fern Gully with really advanced CGI. It's like, okay, bizarre. But anyway, that's going to come out. I'm not interested in it. I'm not interested in a SpongeBob movie. Like, overall, I'm not very optimistic for the movies, but there is the flip side of that, which is, it's going to be another golden era of YouTube, isn't it? But there are some that look like they might be alright. So, fingers crossed.